Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been 2 years since I've posted on YouTube, but I was ready for a comeback. My content before was all beauty inspired. I wouldn't even say it was inspired, I would just say it was just like beauty content. But I'm having a little switcheroo because for the last 9 weeks I have been doing a calorie deficit diet, and I'm really enjoying it, and I just wanted to share it. I just wanted to share my journey. Not really, well, yeah, really, because I'd like to be able to help somebody else if they feel that they need help, but also so I can look back on how far I've come. It's took me a while to be able to pick up the camera and do it, because I've been that uncomfortable with my weight and with the way that I look. Hence why I stopped posting on YouTube in the first place, really. So before, yeah, it was all beauty content, and whilst from time to time I may post it, get ready with me, that is not going to be the main focus of my channel. So to anybody that was subscribed for that reason, I mean, there's not many of you, so there we go. But you're not going to get that much of that content on this channel anymore. So I'm going to be mainly focusing on lifestyle, on a healthy lifestyle, on change, on losing weight over 40, because yes, sadly I am 41 in 2 days. Scary. And I wanted to share the good, the bad and the ugly, basically. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got to the place that I got and what I've done about it, and then take you on my journey with me. I'm going to be focusing quite a lot on calorie deficit, what I eat in a day, because I do find that that's really helpful. I like to watch people, what they eat in a day. I just find it so sort of inspiring, because I don't know about you, but if I like something, I will eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it until I'm bored of it. So I keep needing these fresh ideas, because I don't want to get bored, because I can't afford to let it slip now. So I'm also going to be focusing on like getting a bit fitter. So I'll be going out on some walks. So I'm going to do a little bit of vlogging. I'm going to do some plus size fashion hauls, because obviously I'm a plus size person, but I am going to need new clothes really soon. So I'm going to do a little bit of that as well. And yeah, I just thought I'd take you along for the journey. So I hope you'd like to stick around and keep me company, but if not, that's totally cool. I do realise that it's a big shift in what I have been doing. So I stopped doing makeup. As well, I didn't stop doing makeup. Obviously, I've got a full face of makeup on now. I still do makeup. I just don't post about it anymore. And the reason is because I've put so much weight on. I hate the way I look. I absolutely hate the way I look. Looking through a mirror, I could cry. Can't even go clothes shopping in a proper shop, because it's supposed to be an enjoyable experience, right? And I just don't find it enjoyable at all, because nowhere caters to people like me. Well, they do, but you know, it's a lot easier to shop online, and it's a lot less soul destroying when you're actually out in public. So, oh God, I'm going to get myself all worked up now and get all teary. So I decided that after Christmas, at Christmas time, I decided that after Christmas I was going to knuckle down and do it. And I had planned to start on the 10th of January when the children went back to school. But I'd ordered some new scales with my Christmas money. I got some of the Renfo scales. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're awesome. They're like smart scales. They connect to an app on your phone and they work out everything, basically. And I got some of these and I stood on these scales, and I was the heaviest that I've ever been by not just like a stone, by like stones. And I knew there and then that change had got to come, and it had got to come now. I went to bed that night and I pondered about it, and I got up the next day, because my plan was that week before the kids went back to school, we'd just eat up all the Christmas food, so there was no temptation in the house. But I just woke up on the day of the 3rd and I was like, this is it. Get me a glass of water, get me some fruit and fibre. I'm starting now. I don't care about the extra food. If I have to chuck it away, not chuck it away, but give it away, then so be it. My health now is more important because, but it goes back to a story that happened before Christmas, but I'll get to that in a minute. So that day I started and I've not let up since. Now I want to be able to, because I mean, you can't be on it 100% of the time. You just can't. Sometimes you deserve a treat, and I try not to reward myself with food now, because I used to before. When I used to do a diet, if I lose a stone, I'm going to treat myself to a Chinese. If I lose 2 stone, I'm going to treat myself to an Indian. Do you know what I mean? And that's damaging. So I don't treat myself. I don't give myself food rewards anymore. So fast forward 9 weeks and I've now lost 2 stone, 2 pound, well, 2.8 pound. So almost 2 stone 3. And because I am big, you can't really tell yet. And I wanted to take before and after pictures, but I just can't actually, I just couldn't face it. But I'm starting to feel a little, I'm feeling healthier now, but I'm not feeling slimmer. But because of my size, I think another stone and a half, and I'll start to see it a little bit, and I can't wait for that. And so I just wanted to sort of document it. And if it helps somebody else, then that is amazing. If it doesn't help anybody else, then I'm so sorry about that. But I hope you do get your motivation to, you know, crack on and do it. But it started, well, it's been starting for years, let's be honest. But I've been a yo-yo dieter. But my main wake-up call was about 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas. I'd got a hole in my tooth. And I needed to be seen by an emergency dentist. Now, we moved house quite a lot before the pandemic. And then during the pandemic, just as it started. So we actually lost the dentist that we was in because we moved to a different area. So I never was able to get myself back into a dentist. I had managed to get the kids into a dentist, but I had to pay for them to go private, and I couldn't afford to pay for me to go private as well. So obviously the kids come first. So I got them into a dentist, but I never got myself into one. And I'd had this hole in my tooth for years. Maddie made some gingerbread when she was like 3, and she's 13 now. And it chipped my tooth, it was that hard. I'd had it temporary filled in the past. And then the last time I went to the dentist, they'd said, it doesn't need filling, it's fine. So just left it. So throughout last year, I'd been temporary filling it myself off the kits you get off Amazon because it was just causing me pain. And I couldn't eat on that side of my mouth. But 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas, I actually got an abscess in it. And the pain, I mean, if you've ever had an abscess, you know, the pain is unbearable. And my dad actually said, right, for your Christmas present, I'm going to get your tooth sorted out for you because, I mean, this is ridiculous. You can't keep going on like this. And I had managed to get myself into an NHS dentist because the dentist that the children with had some NHS places. So I moved the children over to NHS and I said, oh, look, can you fit me in as well? Because I've not got a dentist and I've got a dental issue. So they was like, yeah, great. But we can't give you an appointment until, I think it was almost New Year. So I'm like, oh, that's fine. Just get me in when you can. But my dad were like, no, we've got to get this sorted out. You can't go through Christmas in pain like this. It's ridiculous. That's not cutting a long story short, is it? That's just a really long story so far. He booked for me to go private to have, you know, to either have it pulled out, treated, temporary filled, whatever they could do. And he sent me a link across and said, look, you just need to fill in this form. Well, I was too heavy for this dentist. And then I Googled it and I was too heavy for most dentists. And I thought to myself, well, how can I go on? I can't even see a dentist. Nobody will see me because of my size. And do you know what? That was the biggest, oh my God. That was the biggest wake-up call ever. I thought, I'm just going to be in pain because I'm so fat. Nobody will even see me anyway. I'm not a person that will admit my weight to anybody. I mean, obviously you can see it, but I was like, oh my God, this is like major. So my dad phoned round like tons and tons and tons of dentists, and then he found one and he got me in. And I rang the dentist that I was going to go to, and I told them about the issue that I've had, and they said, well, I'm sorry, we can't see you. So that was it. Not got an NHS dentist, stuck in pain. But anyway, my dad paid for me to go private, and I went private, and the man basically told me it's when people's books get too full and they really don't want to deal with you, so there's certain criteria that you've got to meet for them even to be able to see you. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that they made me feel like absolute crap, and I just didn't know how I could go on like that. So anyway, they sorted my tooth out, and the guy said to me, look, you can come back here, but we are a private clinic. There's no problem in you coming back here. He treated my abscess, he put me a temporary filling, and he said, this could last 5 weeks or it could last 5 years. He said, I can't say, but you are going to have to deal with it, like either have it removed or have a root canal at some point in the future. So I'm like, well, I've got to do it. I've got to do it because I've got to be able to do normal things like go to the dentist and stuff. And I can't ever feel like this again because it's just horrible. In a world that we live in now, you have to be so like politically correct for everything. You can't call anybody out for anything, but yet fat shaming is still a thing. And people just don't seem to care about that. So I'm not going to take it no more. So actually, now I've lost my 2 stone too. I've got back into an NHS dentist, and I do have an appointment in May to get this sorted out properly once and for all. So yeah, happy times. But it was dead emotional for me anyway. So yeah, on that day I woke up and I was like, no more, enough is enough. That's it. I'm starting now, and away I go. And then that first week, so I got weighed the day that I was supposed to start, and I'd lost £11 on the first week. And if I'd have waited till that day to start, I'd probably be almost a stone behind where I am now. So, do you know what? If you want to do it, just do it. Don't wait. Because you're always waiting for something. I'm always waiting for, oh, it's such and such birthday soon and we're going to be going out for that. Oh, we'll just wait till after that. Oh, yeah, holiday's coming. Well, I'm going on holiday in September, and I want to be able to feel comfortable in a swimming costume. We went last year, and luckily I could just fasten the seatbelt. I was very close to having to ask for an extender. But I didn't have to. Jet2 is so much better than EasyJet. EasyJet make you feel like crap. You have to ask for an extender, and it's just totally soul destroying. But yeah, I just managed to fasten it, and I didn't want to just let it get worse and not be able to fit in your seat and not be able to fasten your seatbelt, because it's embarrassing to have to ask. And it's embarrassing for somebody to not ask, but for somebody to say, oh, do you need an extender? Because they're looking at you and thinking that person might not fit in that chair, that person might not be able to fasten the seatbelt. It's embarrassing, and I'm not willing to be in that situation again. So yeah, last year I just managed to fasten it. And this year I'm like, I don't even want to be worrying about that. I just want to get on the plane, clip my seatbelt, and away we go on holiday to have a lovely time as a family. So I realise I'm rambling and I'm so sorry. So also on my holiday last year, I got loads of new holiday clothes, and I'm like, damn, they're not going to fit. They're not going to fit this year. But then I thought, they're all like floaty dresses and stuff, so if they're a bit big, just put a belt around them, eh? And they'll be right. So I don't really want to have to buy a whole new wardrobe of summer clothes after all I spent last year on them. So yeah, that is where I'm at the minute. As I say, you can't tell at the minute. My clothes, some of my clothes are getting big. I mean, oh, you can't really see. It's getting really, this is just too big now. but I've got clothes in all sizes, so I'll be able to shop my wardrobe for a very long time because I've got clothes from like a size 14 all the way up to a size 28. I have got that, and I'm storing them in my house. But what I'm going to do now is the ones that get too big, they're going to go. This can't go at the minute, even though it is massively too big, because it is still winter, it's still freezing, and I still need clothes to keep warm. But once spring hits properly, the hoodies and everything that I've got too big, they're going. But I was saying to Dan this morning, yeah, it's too big, but when I bought it, I bought a size up because I got to the point where I was trying to hide everything, and I just wanted to look like a sack because I didn't want anybody to see any rolls, lumps, bumps. So everything I bought were a size too big anyway. That was just a couple of weeks before I started, so it stands to reason that they're too big now. So yeah. But yeah, I'll be getting whole new wardrobes, so I'll be doing some fashion content for you. I'm going to be sharing a lot of what I eat in a days, and all the good stuff like that. I'm also going to be maybe doing a few like cook with me, and let's cook some tasty meals together, and some exercising, and a little bit of vlogging, because I really do like to watch videos like that. So also, I've cut majorly down on this. So anybody who knows me knows that this was my nemesis. Now it's Max, it's got no sugar in it. It's only got 2 calories per can. But I was drinking 8 to 10 of these a day. A day! How crazy is that? And sometimes I feel to myself, oh, it's pickling me insides. I'm pickling myself. I'm pickling all my organs with this Coke. Now, I have 2 cans a day now, and I have done since the day I started. I was like, I'm cutting out Pepsi Max as well. I don't want to cut it completely out because I enjoy it, but I'm going to allocate myself 2 cans a day, and the rest of the time I'm going to drink water. And that I do. I have drank 2 cans a day since. Let me tell you, coming down from 8 to 10 cans to 2 cans a day, the headaches, oh my God. It took me like 3 weeks just to feel normal again. But I do put the big losses that I had at the beginning down to cutting that out as well. I've started drinking 2 litres of water a day. I've got one of them big bottles from Home Bargains, and I fill it up every day, and I just drink it till it's gone. But I was finding that I was weeing, like getting up in the night. Like I was getting up in the night 6 to 8 times for a wee, and I'm like, oh God, I can't keep doing this. So I have a can of Pepsi in the morning with my breakfast, just to like sort of wake me up and kickstart my day, you know, kind of like somebody else would have a coffee. And then I drink my 2 litres of water through the day, and I aim to have that finished by 5 o'clock. I just finish the last bit of water off when I have my tea. And then when I'm sat watching telly at night, I have a can of pop. Just like you'd have a can of beer or a glass of wine. I don't drink, so that's my wine in front of the TV before I go to bed. And I found that if I do it like that, then I'm not weeing all night. I get up like 2 to 3 times now. So it's a lot better, because it's half disturbing your sleep getting up all the time, and it's cold. I'll be doing my weekly weigh-ins, which will be on a Monday. So I'll be sharing that every Monday. It'll only be a little short video just to say this week I've lost such and such, or I've gained such and such, or I've stayed the same. I've not had a gain yet. I did think I was in for one this week, because last week I had a bit of it's the first time I've had a bit of a wobble. And I made homemade shepherd's pie on the Monday, and I'm like, I just need something. I just need something hearty, something comforting, something that I'm really going to enjoy. I just need that in my life right now. And I had 1,070 calories left, and I said to Dan, I'm just going to count all these calories for it, and then pull back in a week if I need to. I'm not even going to track it. I'm just going to cook it, and I'm just going to eat it, and I'm just going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to draw a line and get back on it. Apart from I didn't draw the line. I forgot to draw the line. And then on Tuesday night, I had Chinese. Again, I didn't track it. I had 1,200 calories left. I thought that's enough for a Chinese. I'm having a Chinese. And I just quick added all the calories that I got left on for this Chinese. But then the rest of the week, bob on, I've not strayed. But it got to yesterday, the day before weigh day, and I'd pulled back a good 1,500 calories throughout the rest of the week, because I was like, I don't want this to affect me. I don't want that wobble that I had to knock me off, to ruin the whole week, basically. So yesterday I sat there and I put all the recipe into the Nutracheck app for the shepherd's pie, and I was surprised it wasn't as high as I thought it were. So those calories were covered and I was happy. And then I put the Chinese calories on, and oh my god, I never realised how many calories was in a Chinese. So unfortunately it took me 1,800 over for the whole week, thereabouts, because obviously something like that you can't 100% track, because you can only sort of get it as close as you can. So I was about 1,800 calories over for the whole week. So I really dreaded standing on the scales this morning. But when I do it as soon as I get up on it, because I just can't wait. I get that excited about it. And when I got on the scales this morning, I'd lost 0.4 pound, and I was like, I'm taking that. I'm happy with that. That could have easily been a gain. That could have easily knocked me completely off and sent me on a tangent of cheating. But I know I can't afford to cheat. I used to cheat. I used to sneak food into the house. I mean, this might be triggering for some of you, but I used to sneak food into the house and eat it when nobody was around, because I didn't want anybody to know I was cheating. But I really, I mean, there's no explaining it, is there? That's not right to do. So I'm trying to be open and honest about everything that I eat now, the good, the bad and the ugly. If I go off track, I'm going to be honest about it, and I'm going to say, look, I've gone off track today. I've not made no promises to anybody that I'm going to do it, apart from to myself. It's like when I stopped smoking. I stopped smoking 2 years, and every other time I was like to everybody, I've stopped smoking. I'm never going to smoke again. And then 2 weeks later, maybe not even that long, you'd catch me smoking. So when I stopped smoking 2 years ago, I said to Dan, my husband, look, I'm not going to promise that I can do it, but I'm just going to try. And that was 2 years ago, and I've not touched one since. And to be honest, the smell of them now really makes me feel bad. I think that takes the pressure off, and which then in turn makes it easier. So yeah, it's all a learning curve, and I've not made no promises to nobody this time, apart from to myself. I want to, when we go to Turkey, I mean, that's my main goal, to get as much off as I can for my holiday in September. I'm quite lucky because I don't like Turkish food very much, especially since we're going all inclusive. It's quite questionable. So I don't tend to consume that much, and I don't drink much alcohol either. I don't normally, day to day, I don't drink at all. But I will have a gin at Christmas or a Baileys. And I will have like a cocktail or a gin or something when I'm on holiday. But I'm not like, oh, I'm just going to sit down tonight in front of telly and have a gin and tonic, and it's just not me. I've got more bottles of gin in my cupboard. I could start a pub. I really could, because I like it. I just don't like the feeling that it gives me when I drink it, but I like the taste of it. So yeah, I'm not a big drinker, but I do like to have a couple when I'm on holiday or when it's Christmas or and stuff. So yeah. So projections for the week ahead, I would like to get to 2.5 stone, but that's a big ask. That's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like £4. I don't think £4 in a week at the minute is really sustainable, since it's my birthday on Wednesday. So I'll probably have something a little bit nice. I'll probably set my Nutracheck to an easier day, so I can have a little bit of cake or something, or maybe, you know, like just something nice. We could go out for lunch or something. But again, I don't want to reward myself with food. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who knows? But yeah, so I'm going to start posting more regular. I'm going to start putting, I'll still put some beauty content out. no doubt. We'll have a little chatty, get ready with me, maybe sometimes. Review some products if something comes out and I'm excited about it. But to be fair, nothing's really coming out that excites me anymore. I might share my favourites, I might not, I don't know. But I do want to focus it on a healthy lifestyle. I am so sorry if you've sat through all this and you're thinking, what have I just watched? If you have managed to get to the end of the video, please, please, please feel free to drop me a comment just to say, I made it through, phew. And if not, then I'm sorry, but you're not going to see this part anyway. I will see you all soon. Oh, can I just address something before I go? The wallpaper are falling off the wall. I know that's a really, really bad look, but I've got an excuse for it. It's not an excuse, it's the truth. We've been having a problem with damp, and every time we stuck it back on, it's come back off. So we need to get it sorted properly before we stick it back on, or just take it off and redecorate, because I am ready for it. I'm ready for a change. It's really bland and blah, and I'm not really into grey anymore. I want like a grass wall behind me, but I need to get a headboard then, because otherwise I'm gonna get grass in my hair when I'm asleep. I just want to say it's not Scrubbersville, honestly. We're just having a bit of a damp problem at the minute. And so yeah, I hope that you will stick around and come on this journey with me. If not, I totally get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And yeah, I shall see you soon. Bye.